to one of my favourite artists, Jewel.
These foolish games. Sorry, had to do that myself for copyright.
And yes, they are, Jewel, and let me explain why. The apology you made for the pain you caused your LGBTQIA plus community by performing at an inauguration event last week is, and how do I put this politely because I do genuinely believe your intentions were good, it's misplaced.
Across party lines. I reached out to the last administration, spoke with the Surgeon General about the mental health crisis that's facing our nation. I don't know if you guys know the stats, but it is bleak. 1 in 4 kids, 1 in 4 kids are considering unaliving themselves. And it's not much better for adults. And I believe that there are things that we can do to save lives. I believe I can help. And if I believe I can help, I have to try. And if I wait to try until I agree 100% with the people that might be willing to help me, I'd never get off the bench. I don't think that's how activism works. Waiting until everything's perfect enough to participate. It's actually because things are so imperfect that we have to find ways to engage and to participate. And we have to act now. We cannot wait another 4 years. I believe there are people in the new administration that are willing to help on this issue. And I do not agree on all the politics. But if I can help shape policy, make sure mental health is in the conversation when it comes to American health, if I can help put resources or mental health tools into the hands of the most vulnerable who need it, I'm going to try and I'm going to fight. And I understand that my words were overly simplistic. Half of our country feels hope right now, and I honor that. And half of our country feels disenfranchised and scared and vulnerable. And that is unacceptable. And I am so sorry that I caused pain, especially in my LGBTQIA plus community, because you guys are treasures. You make the world a better place. You've made my life a better place. And I will not stop fighting. None of us can afford to stop fighting. And I really believe that the only way we change is in relationship. It isn't in isolation or by isolating. It's by being in relationship, by reaching out, by having hard conversations. And I really hope that we can push through our hurt and move toward understanding on both sides. It pains me, and I'm so sorry. Some of my longtime fans feel that I let them down.
If any fans of yours within that community feel aggrieved and you want to apologise to them, so be it. But when you say sorry to that entire community, it buys into the false narrative that Donald Trump's administration is somehow bad for them. That's just not true. In fact, you do them a great disservice when you do that, in my humble opinion. You see, apart from who they love or how they identify, they're human beings. And we all are. We all have very similar needs. No government will ever meet every single one of them, and nor should they. That's not their job. But there are basic ones we expect and should, as a democratic and free society, demand. The community you speak of might not agree with Trump on everything. In fact, they might dislike plenty of what he has to say. But I can guarantee you that what they will benefit from under the new administration matters almost more than anything else. My gay friends don't want crime to continue to rise. They also don't want to be murdered by illegal immigrants, or US citizens for that matter. All would rather no new wars start over the next 4 years for very obvious reasons. And they'd love the current ones to stop as well. Plus, I'd hedge a bet in the fact that they'd be very comfortable with the United States military being strong enough to deter attacks on America too. I'm yet to speak to one who would prefer the cost of living to continue to rise. Every member of the community you apologise to, I'm certain wants cheaper groceries and affordable housing. So when you apologise to an entire community for taking part in a Make America Healthy Again ball, and you assume that they'd all prefer more pronouns than more peace, I think you're wrong. In fact, plenty of people I know in that community to which you refer feel like the far left has hijacked their voice and hurt the very real and right progress they've made to be treated equally, which they wholeheartedly deserve. They understand that pushing for biological males to take part in women's sport does not serve them or their peers. That operating on children who are confused by gender and too young to fully comprehend the consequences hurts their cause rather than advances it. And believe you me, I am an ally in this space and have been very publicly for many years, for personal and very human reasons. So I'd be careful in assuming that members of the LGBTQIA+ community who are fans of yours are hurt by what you did. Most of them, I'd assume, are smart, sensible, practical people who just want to live their lives in peace and are wise enough to realise that the chaos of the past 4 years was not beneficial, not to them nor anyone else. And that whilst the terminology and rhetoric of Biden-Harris might have made some of them feel a little warmer and fuzzier inside, that in the ways that matter most to most people, it did nothing to improve their lives. The current mob might not put it as delicately or be as politically correct, and they might bluntly put an end to the extremism element, yes. But their actions will make America great again for the vast majority of people who believe in all that is good in the world, regardless of who they love. And finally, just because it hasn't really been covered much this week, Elon Musk and the alleged Nazi salute. I implore all those continuing to push this BS narrative to please keep going. It helps immensely in identifying stupid. It should almost be like a litmus test moving forward for anything and everything. Is Elon a Nazi? No. Great. You qualify for this course in college. Come in. Yes? Oh, sorry, we probably can't have you babysit our kids tonight. Thank you, bye-bye. It's actually a foolproof test, applicable in all walks of life. Thank you. It's most helpful and real time and money saver. And given Musk's commitment to efficiency, I am certain he'd agree.